What's up, fellas? Friday episode, Black and White Takes. Here as always with Simi. Well, I guess Simi wasn't here last episode, but always here with Jace. But now we're happy to have you back, Simi. We've got one game today, a game 6. Got Steph and the Warriors, Rockets. A lot to talk about, a lot coming up. Jace, how you feeling, man?
Feeling great, man. I think the Warriors are going to close it out tonight. Come on.
I'm hoping you're locked in, man, because we've got a possible little debate about it go down on this game. Cool. So let's get started. Jace? You want to start with the AE thing, or you want to talk about the game?
Wait, say that again one more time for me. Sorry.
No, you're good. Do you want to start with the Anthony Edwards prompt that we had, or
yeah, let's run
it. Okay. So I saw this on Instagram actually, and I thought it was a really good question. I feel like Anthony Edwards is obviously circulating everywhere on social media right now after he put away LeBron and Luka and the Lakers in 5. Been seeing all the videos of him saying Lakers in 5. Thought that was funny. But the question for today is how many players, and again, this is right now, would you take over Anthony Edwards? So like, let's say, I don't want to give the GM scenario, like we're not actually a GM, but just in general, like how many players right now would you say are better than Anthony Edwards? Simi, I'm going to start with you. Do you think there's 5 players right now that you put over Anthony Edwards, or is he a lock at 5?
Nah, definitely not 5 players better than Ant. I think there is an S tier, and I think Ant's in that. The only 2 players I could think of is Joker and Shea that I would take maybe over Ant, maybe not even over Ant. I think they're just on Ant's level. And then I guess I would throw Steph in that S tier too. Yeah, I see your face over there. But yeah, those 4, Ant, Joker, Shea, Steph, I think are clearing everyone in the league right now. Jay, thoughts?
Wow. That's before we go to Jace, that's kind of shocking. Yeah, so you definitely have AE in your top 5. That's bold.
100%.
Okay, I respect it. Jace?
Yeah, I don't know what we're talking about here, boys. I mean, I would go Steph over him in my top 5. I would go Jason Tatum over him in my top 5. I would go Shea over him, Joker over him, Victor Wembanyama.
Bro, come on. You love Wemby, man.
I love Wemby.
Bro, he hasn't.
Tatum over him is crazy too.
No, it's not.
What does Tatum have besides just 1 ring?
Dude, he's gone to the Eastern Conference Finals like 6 of his 8 years in the league.
Dude, I'm taking Ant over Tatum. I think that's a debate.
Recency bias. Also, like, replace. I mean, I would probably. No, I wouldn't take Giannis if Giannis is a bum. I think it. Dude, I don't know, man. You could argue too. Kawhi, like a healthy, locked-in Kawhi.
Dude, hell no.
Why not?
Because you said if healthy and locked in.
True.
Yeah, you can't say this version of Kawhi right now.
Okay. Let's just give players how they're playing, current form. I would go Steph, Jason Tatum for sure, Joker for sure, Shea for sure.
Ant.
I mean,
so answer 5,
dude. No, I would. Dude, you could
replace. Just trying
Ant.
to come up with someone.
Jalen Brunson. You could replace.
Bro, come on! Don't start with the Brunson stuff, man.
Dude, not Brunson. This is not a Brunson podcast.
Oh, dude, I don't know. I'm not there with Ant yet. We'll see how he performs. The Lakers were so bummy. LeBron was so bummy, limping off the basketball court with a sprained MCL. Apparently, I don't know. Luka was awful. I mean, like, this is just recency bias, right? Like, if this is last year, where Luka is definitely over him, he got thrown in a totally new situation with a 40-year-old LeBron and no other players on the team, right? So, I mean, Luka, you could argue Luka's still over him.
kind of
Oh,
sick of Luka, bro.
KD, bro. Right now, you rather Ant over KD? That's
Bro, he
crazy.
swept KD.
I'm sick of KD too. Yeah, Ant disposed of his ass.
No, dude. Every
But-
GM would take KD for one more year over Anthony Edwards. Sure, longevity in the NBA, but right now you're taking KD over Ant for 1 year. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, we can't get ahead of ourselves, and I think you're bringing up some good points, Jace. I kind of agree. Like, even honestly with the Brunson thing, like that's definitely a debate. Like, we can't discard.
Yeah, I get
Like,
it.
actually, what really puts Anthony Edwards over Brunson? I don't know. It's a good debate, honestly.
That's what I'm saying. Neither have won anything.
Yeah, I agree.
Like we're talking
Like,
about Anthony Edwards, like he's the next coming to LeBron because he won one playoff series.
Yeah, he hasn't even won a conference finals, so
Yeah, like what are we talking about here?
He's about to get rid of Steph next. Look out.
Hot take.
I was listening to Stephen A. Smith, I think, yesterday or something, but he was saying, he was kind of basically of the same thought. It's like we can't really move Ant up too much until he like it'll say something if he wins the West. Like if he beats the Warriors and then beats this Thunder team, then we're maybe talking.
Yes,
But like it's like right now, other than that, he hasn't done anything.
What player has gotten this much love for winning one playoff series?
Yeah. I'll
Like
say
you're asking me what Tatum has done. What has Ant done?
Yeah, I agree. The only playoff series where I was actually impressed of Ant so far in his career was against the Nuggets when they came back and beat Jokic and the Nuggets last year. But I wasn't even that impressed. I mean, like he played well against the Lakers, but like, come on, man, this Lakers team was kind of cooked, if I'm being honest. Like
And
it's not
also,
like I don't know.
He has a really good team around him, I will say, but I mean the dude's a killer. I'm very bullish on Ant, Jess. I guess you are not, but
No, I am. I'm not arguing that. Like I think Anthony Edwards will win a championship in the NBA. I think he is a great young talent. One of the most gifted scorers we have in the league right now. All true, but it's also true that he hasn't done jack crap in terms of what he's done in the playoffs so far. Like he's beaten a 40-year-old LeBron and a Luka that was fat and on a team for 2 months. Like,
yeah,
he just needs to prove more to me before I put him in this tier of superstar. He's not a superstar.
Yeah,
Wait, CK, let's hear yours though.
Yeah, I feel like mine's definitely gonna raise some eyebrows too. I kind of feel like I do kind of lean more towards Jace's line of thinking here. But for me, we got Shea, obviously. Joker's a lock. Steph. And then Tatum for sure. And then, I mean, another one I'm still putting over Ant, which is going to be crazy. And I think this is probably where Jace will disagree, but I'm putting Giannis there still.
No, I agree.
At, like,
he's
the
won a
body.
championship. Yeah.
Yeah. And if we're,
fair.
And if we just look at the regular season, I mean, I know Giannis clowned in this, arguably clowned in this playoff series. It was just a bad matchup, but I mean, he had a great season.
No, and you could dude, Giannis on this T-Wolves team, like, bro, they have talent on that squad. Like, they're deep. They got some shooters like that would benefit well with you. Like, I mean, let's be honest.
Bro, DiVincenzo's cracked too. Like, he's coming off the bench.
Yeah.
They have some of the best role players in the league, 100%.
Yeah, like Naz Reid's insane off the bench. DiVincenzo.
McDaniels is an S tier role player.
Dude, Alexander Walker is cracked too.
Yeah.
He's such a solid off the bench guy.
Dude, but speaking of not doing anything, what has Shea really done to be solidified in the top 5? I mean, I get he's talented, but
he's gonna have an MVP. I mean, I hear you with Shea too. Like, understood. But like, if we're comparing, this is why I would get so mad at you guys last year when you guys wanted to have Devin Booker and Luka automatically over Tatum. Like, until they've actually done something in terms of like finals or MVP, like we have to just judge them based off, how they're performing in terms of stats and wins and just their role in the court. So like, yeah, so that's why I would have Shea over. He's going to have an MVP and his regular season stats are better than Ant's and his record was better than Ant's. If that makes sense.
Fair. Is he a lock for that MVP? I think he is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like minus what? It's stupid. Yeah, he's a lock.
Yeah, he's definitely a lock. Yeah, I mean, I just completely agree with what Stephen A. Smith said. Like, I can't move Ant above any of those guys unless he beats the Thunder and goes to the championship. Then we can maybe talk.
Agreed.
But yeah, that's really it at this point. Like, that's the only way. And then I guess I would also have, who else would I have over him? There was another guy. I would still have Luca over him actually too. I got to be honest. Like, I think that's a really close one. But
Fair.
I mean, come on, man. Can't forget, like, I want to give Luca the benefit of the doubt. I mean, I know he was like out of shape this year, and bro, I mean, I'm sure just even on a emotional state, like, this trade was insane. One of the craziest trades in NBA history. Like, just got thrown into the Lakers. I don't know. I'm not going to get too ahead of myself. Like, he led a team with, I mean, Kyrie, and you can say what you want about Kyrie. He's a great player, but come on, man. Took that team to the championship. Almost got 2 games against the Celtics. So I still got Luka above him. So I've got like 5 guys for sure above Ant. He's not in my top 5 right now.
Now the criteria is how many games you win at NBA Finals for being a good player.
Yeah.
All right, you want to move into tonight's games or a game?
Yeah, let's do it. So Rockets, Warriors, Game 6, back in, I want to say Oracle, but back at the Chase Center. The line right now, minus 5.5. The Warriors are laying 5.5. Jace, we're going to start with you, man. I guess if we're just looking at the spread first, what's your read?
I mean, there's nothing I really like here for the spread. Honestly, I would give a lean to the Rockets at plus 5.5. Not betting it. Not one of my best bets. I don't love it. I don't know which way this one's going to go. I could see this being a 3-point to a 2-point win for the Warriors. I do think the Warriors win. So there's probably too much juice to take the money line right now. Was it like minus probably 255?
230 around.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I would 235. Yeah, I would stay off. I would stay off the spread tonight. But I give a Rockets lean.
Yeah. How about you, Simi?
Yeah, the spread was throwing me for a loop a little bit. Probably lean Rockets, maybe getting like a half point of value. But I have a best bet in this one that's going to be Dubs first quarter money line. And I guess the cap there is that these guys are resting, laughing on the bench, Jimmy and Draymond cracking jokes and stuff. So they should be rested and fired up to get a quick start in this one. I think they've been starting kind of slow this series, but expecting them to come out firing tonight. So I'm on that Dubs first quarter money line at a minus 160, a little bit of juice there, but eating that juice. I'm expecting a quick Warriors start tonight. CK, you got leans in this game?
Yeah, I definitely do, and I like that. I think that's a pretty solid first quarter look for sure. Yeah, I mean, I have a best bet. I like the Rockets plus 5.5. Took it, feeling good about it. It is a little scary because I feel like everyone that I've listened to or talked to so far about this game is on the other side. Even if they don't want to take the Warriors at minus 5.5, they're pretty much saying the Warriors to win this game is a lock. You brought up, Simi, how we saw Steph and Jimmy B and all of them joking on the sideline or on the bench, but I don't know. That just rubbed me the wrong way. I feel like we've got some bad juju coming to the Warriors tonight. I think that this is going to be a really close game that can go either way. And the thing about the Rockets is, I feel like they do a good job of setting the tone physically, just in terms of like matching Draymond's energy. So there's not going to be games out here tonight. It's been a very physical series. I think it's much closer than some of these games have looked when it's gone the Dubs way, but I definitely expect a really close game, and I would not be surprised at all if the Rockets found a way to win this game. So best bet for me, Rockets plus 5.5. I like the feeling of being alone on this one, so I'm feeling really good.
I will say there's a lot that comes with that. Draymond, Steph, and Jimmy laughing, dude. They're professionals. I think if they know what they're doing when they do that. They know. I think Alec gave a great breakdown of the first quarter money line bet for the Warriors. I mean, dude, they're gonna come out ready to play. I mean, there's no question. They know what comes with their antics last game on the sideline. I will say I do have a best bet in this game. It's off the spread. I love Steph Curry over 38 points, rebounds, and assists. I think you can get it at -110 on DraftKings right now. Let me look. I believe that's
I got you. You said points, rebounds, and assists.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, -110 for over 38. 38
Okay,
and
cool.
over.
Yeah, that's another good look.
What's the cap there on Steph, Jay?
Dude, we see him in. I just have the same like elimination. I get the same vibes he had after when he won in 2022 against the Celtics. Kind of, like we saw him kind of laughing after they were up 2-1, and a smiley Steph man is a dangerous Steph. He's awake, he's enjoying basketball, and I think, and he was gonna clear it last game too, man. He was like, he had what I think 13 in the first half and seven rebounds, like 4 assists. Like he was on pace in a game that they were getting blown out to still clear it. Like they haven't been able to really control Steph. Let's be honest. Like outside of one game. So I think him coming back home, knowing they need to close it out. They do not want to go to the Rockets to Houston for Game 7. Steph has done that before in his career with the Cavs and put the chances in a Game 7 and lost. He knows better. I think he comes out extremely focused, getting other guys involved, and your role players are going to shoot better at home. I expect Podensky to shoot better. Moody had a great, he got going kind of last game too. I see him, picking it up and still staying hot, giving Steph a little bit more assist. And let's be honest, the Rockets are going to miss some shots. I mean, you got Dylan Brooks out there, so Amen Thompson who misses. Sure, he's been playing defense pretty good, but not a great shooter. So there's misses out there for him to get some rebounds, and he's going to put his points and assists up. So that's why I'm on over the 38.
Good cap. Any worries about his right shooting hand thumb?
Nah, bro. Come on. Best shooter of all time.
He's good. He's good, right?
He's good. Yeah, they've been making a lot of nothing out of that. I think he's good health-wise. I will say I'm just not a Dylan Brooks fan, if I'm being completely honest, man. That guy's a clown. You saw him like targeting his thumb. Like there's no place for that in the NBA. At the end of the day, like, dude, it's like a job and it's a professional sport. Like going after a dude for an injury is kind of foolish in my opinion, but that's just the role he plays, I guess. And I really can't tell, honestly. I want your guys' thoughts on that. Like Dylan Brooks, is there something wrong with him, or like do you think that it's like serious with him, or do you think like he knows it's an act? I really can't tell.
Just kind of a villain archetype. I like DB
What?
though. Yeah, just loves playing villain.
I think he's a little messed up in the head.
I like DB. He's a psycho.
I've got a couple other Steph looks. I was just looking at some of the bets here on FanDuel. You could get Steph Curry to be the top point scorer at plus money, plus 110, which is an interesting look. If you obviously, again, this is just points, but I still think that's actually pretty good value. And
Great
then another one
value.
that stood out is you can get Steph. This is at minus 110. You just have to, it says Steph Curry to score 3+ points each quarter. So as long as Steph has 3 points each quarter, that bet is a hit. So, and that's at minus 110. I thought that was kind of interesting. I'm trying to think about how Kerr's been rotating him if he's out for like a solid chunk of like, I mean, obviously the fourth quarter will be fine either way if he's out even in the beginning of that. But
I mean,
don't know
it's
if in the,
yeah, dude, that's a great bet. I mean, it's an limit. Like they want to close this game out at home. Like he's going to be playing. He's going to be playing
yeah,
excess minutes. He's not really going to follow a rotation tonight.
yeah, I agree, and I think you brought up a good point, Jess. Especially with all him being happy and all that stuff on the bench, like, bro, yeah, this is definitely like this is an elimination game for them.
Yeah.
Like this is how they're going about it. So I could definitely see that, and that's kind of the side of if I was to look the Warriors way, but I'm trusting the number here. I think I am getting at least 2 points of value on the spread. But like you said earlier, I think in the group chat just too, like these lines have been so razor sharp. Like I was on the Nuggets last night at +7, and the Clippers won by 6, and that was like like insane sweat. Like, and I feel like it's every game pretty much like these lines just come right down to the wire. It's insane.
It's crazy.
So
Dude, that's a good segue into the next game. So tomorrow we got Clippers Nuggets. Nuggets are -1.5. Who do you guys like?
I guess I lean Nuggets. I haven't had super strong looks on this whole series, kind of like I've been saying, but I think the Nuggets are getting great energy from their role player guys. Russ is a little polarizing, but I've been loving Christian Brown's minutes, Aaron Gordon's minutes, and MPJ's minutes. And I think that crowd will rally behind them in a game 7. And it's a pretty tight spread, 1.5 everywhere. So lean the Nuggies at home to close that out, and hopefully James Harden and Kawhi are a little bit sleep. CK, you lean Nuggets too?
yeah, man, I'm all in on the Nuggets. I think it was after, I can't remember specifically when, but game 4 or 5. Honestly, it was actually after game 1 where I kind of got a wake up call on the series. But yeah, I'm all in on the Nuggets here. So I do have and I think this even ties into my play with the play tonight, but I do have a ticket, like a future ticket, with the Nuggets to win this series, parlayed with the Warriors -1.5. And I took that when the Warriors were up 3-1. So in a way, I don't want to say that this Rockets bet is a hedge because it still is a best bet. But yeah, I don't. Depending on how this Warriors game goes tonight, I might just let my future ticket ride. I don't know if I'll actually touch this game, but if I was to bet a side, it would definitely be Nuggets -1.5. I do think that they're getting more energy out of their bench players. That was well put. And even though Russ is out here blowing layups and doing his usual Russ stuff, he is a guy that you can always count on to bring energy, which I think is big. I just never know. I don't know what's up with Kawhi since he's got into LA. I just can't really get a read on him and what he's gonna be game to game. And yeah, this Clippers team is confusing. Like they have obviously some really good pieces, but I think overall, like even if the Clippers end up winning this game, it's been a disappointing start to the playoffs for them. Like I think that if you just look at the rosters, if you look at who Ty Lue is in terms of like the respect that the NBA world has for him, like they should be like this series should already be over.
Dude, they almost blew that game last night. I think that's saying something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so definitely looking at the Nuggets here. Jace, you have any thoughts on this game?
Dude, I'll take the Clippers in a foxhole spot at +1.5.
Good man, Jay.
Yeah, man. I think the books are respecting the Clippers, man. The fact that this game is only 1.5 shows you, I think, a lot of what they think about this Clippers team. I think they think, like you said, Cameron, they are the better team. And I think we see something special from Kawhi. Once again, he's won multiple championships too, so he knows what it takes. I think they go into Denver and they win this game. not because of James Harden. I think Kawhi is going to will this team in this spot and get a win in Denver on the road, Game 7, and they're moving on. They're moving on. They're advancing.
The books have been hanging Clippers numbers for the
They've been
last
hanging them, bro.
3 or 4 games at least. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think like the Nuggets is such an easier side to back, and it's just kind of a like honestly, I would say this is more of a Joe spot to take the Nuggets here.
100%. Line the Joes up. CK, you're a Joe, bro.
You're a Joe here.
Am I a Joe?
Yeah.
I think I would proudly be a Joe back in the home team on almost a pick'em line.
I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I don't think this is a Joe spot, but we'll see. We'll see how this breaks out. Yeah, that's all I pretty much have on that game. Before we move on to talking about some of these round 2 series, I was taking a quick look at some of the championship odds. So Thunder plus 150. I feel like I don't know why I love that number so much. And then second is the Celtics plus 195, and then the Cavs plus 500. Jace, is there anything you like there? I guess at the top of the board.
Dude, I think if you like the Cavs, that's crazy. I don't know. Like that all East teams are the top 3 favorites to win the NBA championship.
No, the Thunder are 1 plus
Oh,
150.
right. Yeah, you said that. Yeah, I mean, I think there's value on the Celtics going back to back at plus 195. That's where I would hang my money.
Is it plus 195?
That's what you said.
Yeah, it is. Interesting. I feel like there's more value on the Cavs here. Like, I think it'd be really I mean, I don't want to say it'd be really disappointing, actually, but the Cavs need to win this year.
I don't know. I don't see the Cavs necessarily getting past the Pacers. It's going to be a brutal series for them.
Yeah. Simi, what do you think?
I kind of hate the way that championship market looks. I don't have any championship futures. I do have a Cavs to win the East, like I mentioned earlier in the week. But might be just hedging out of that once hopefully that Celtics Cavs series lines up, and then I'll just hedge out of it probably. But definitely not going to rush to bet the Thunder at whatever plus 150. Probably would lean with Jay on the Celtics on that plus almost 200 number to go back to back. But yeah, nothing strong here.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like, just as I'm looking at some of these different futures, like also looking at the conference winners, the Boston Celtics are minus 155 to win the East, which is kind of wild at this point, considering that they obviously still have to go through the Knicks, and then assuming that it's the Cavs. I still think that's wild. And to give it context, like on the West, a side where we've already seen the Lakers arguably get upset, and then we'll see what happens with the Warriors. We've got the Thunder minus 175. So like, I don't know. I think it's crazy how close these numbers are. Maybe you guys don't. Jace doesn't.
No, that's a good
That's just kind of a wake up call to me. I just feel like the books are all of a sudden giving the Celtics a lot of respect. Is what I was trying to say with how close, like for them to win the East it's basically the same odds as the Thunder to win the West, which I think is wild.
No, yeah, that's a good point. I mean, Celtics or Thunder is basically what they're giving us.
Yeah. All right, we'll move it on. So round 2. I'm already getting excited just looking at some of these matchups, but we have 2.
Yo, pipe it down, brother.
We got 2 matchups in the East already set. We touched a little bit on Wednesday. Jason and I did about the Pacers Cavs, but obviously the Knicks closed out the Pistons yesterday in Detroit. Sucks for the Pistons, but I guess it was a good effort by them. So we've got the Celtics and the Knicks set up to play. I think that starts on Sunday. But looking at the series odds, the Celtics are minus 770 to win the series. Knicks are plus 540. And then if we're looking at the series spread, you can get the Celtics -2.5, or the Knicks +2.5, obviously at -110 on FanDuel. Um, are you pretty much books are showing the Celtics team? Like, is -2.5 a good number to take the Celtics, or do you think there's a way where the Knicks can definitely get 2 games here?
I'm leaning no way Knicks get 2 games here. I actually have a long shot bet that I may throw down of the Celtics sweeping the Knicks.
Mm.
I think it's like plus 325 right now. I don't.
Jay.
Yeah, I don't like the Knicks here at all. And the Celtics looked really good, in my opinion. I don't think the Magic are as bad as the Celtics made them look. And the Celtics are on a mission, man. I mean, dude, they're so deep. I mean, Porzingis, Jason Tatum has some time to recover. That wrist, Jaylen Brown's been banged up. He has some time to recover. You got Derek White. You got Peyton Pritchard, who's had a phenomenal year shooting the lights out of the ball. I think all around with the Knicks playing probably 5 to 7 guys majority of the series. I mean, dude, they're one injury away from being pretty mediocre. So, yeah, I would put like I said, I have a long shot bet of the Celtics sweeping. I would take the Celtics -2.5 in this series.
I wish we had a Knicks fan on the podcast. I would bury him. But yeah, I would lean to that Celtics -2.5 too. The Celtics were 4-0 against the Knicks in the regular season this year. And Jason Tatum averaged 33.5 points in those 4 games. So probably will look for some ways to take Tatum scoring props. I don't know if he just feasts on this matchup or hates the Knicks like I do, but Tatum gets off in this matchup. And yeah, I can't see any way to bet this series other than the Celtics and by margin too. CK, don't tell me you like the Knicks in this one, bro.
Yeah, why do you look so shook, CK?
I want to say I lean Celtics -2.5, but I will say I do have a little hesitation there for some reason. I just feel like the Knicks are such a scrappy basketball team. And I guess the other thing I was thinking, I want to get your guys' thoughts, is like,
dude, Cat's tank is full of sugar.
No, I I know that, but I'm trying to think about like how much of a difference this matchup is compared to like the Orlando matchup, because obviously the Celtics 1-5, but the Magic definitely could have got one more. Like it was pretty close at a point. So I'm just trying to think, like, are the Knicks pretty much, are we putting them on the same tier or level as Orlando in terms of like how we see the Celtics control the series? Or I just think that there's possibly other matchup problems. Obviously, they don't have to deal with dynamic scorers like Paolo and Franz that are 6'10" and can move their body. But on the other end, like, I'm just interested to see like how they defensively, how they hold up against. Like, I think they're going to definitely obviously have Anunoby on Tatum, who's been great this series defensively, but I'm not sure. I don't know about Jaylen Brown this year is what I'm getting at. If I'm the Knicks, it's like, make Jaylen Brown beat you.
Dude, I actually think this is a better matchup for the Celtics than Orlando was. Orlando, your guys who are going after at you are Franz Wagner and Paolo, right? And that's like directly going at Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Like, Derek White is way more of a dog in terms of like defensive mindset. Drew Holiday, if he comes back, if he's healthy, way more of a defensive mindset guy. They are willing to accept their role and guard Brunson, right? So I think it fits better that when there's a ball dominant guard going at the Celtics defense with JB and Jason Tatum playing help side and Porzingis playing help side than it is them having to guard the ball. they're going to be way better offensively, and that's what I think the regular season matchup shows. Like OG can't guard Jason Tatum, especially like Jason Tatum that only has to play help side and can kind of rest on the defensive end, isn't constantly guarding the ball. He's going to be dangerous. So that's why I think this matchup just has not been good for the Knicks.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And yeah, I agree with you. I could definitely see that. So yeah, no, but I'm in agreement overall though. Let's definitely make that if we are looking at possibly getting a bet on the series before the series starts. It seems like we're all pretty much in alignment that this is a best bet. Celtics -2.5, -110 right now on FanDuel. So grab that if you're in agreement and you like the Celtics. Cool. And then the other matchup, and sorry, I looked at the schedule. The Celtics Knicks starts on Monday. On Sunday, we have the Pacers and the Cavs starting. Jason and I have already talked about this a little. Simi, what's your feel here? Do you think that the Cavs are as dominant as they've seemed against the Heat, or are there some ways that we should be looking to back Indiana here?
Should be a good series here. Both young, athletic teams that can shoot it. I am not going to rush to take that Indiana series price, so I don't think they're going to win the series, but I could see them hanging around, like maybe winning at least 2 games. I don't know if I see this series going 7. I could definitely see it going 6. But I think people are actually not taking the Cavs as seriously as they should be. And the Pacers are good, don't get me wrong, but I think the Cavs are kind of a powerhouse here, and this is where they flex their muscles.
Yeah, I'm in agreement. I think as the week has gone on, I know that Jace over here likes the Pacers, the value there, but I'm kind of coming around to the Cavs. So I think I am. I really do think there's value. It's a little juice, but Cavs -1.5 on the series spread, basically for them to win in 6 or less is -188. As long as that number is below -200, I think that's a really good look if you like the Cavs.
I feel like the books like the Cavs more than the public likes the Cavs, which is kind of a crazy scenario.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I'm gonna be in a foxhole spot again, guys. 100%. This is one of my best bets. I like the series Pacers +2.5 at -140 right now. I'm gonna be betting that. There's no way in my mind that the Pacers don't take this to at least 6 games.
Jeez.
Yeah, dude. I love the Cavs. I think they added some really good pieces with Ty Jerome. He's kind of a dog off the bench for them. And we know who Donovan Mitchell is, and we know who Mobley is, and Jarrett Allen. They got some really good pieces, and no surprise why they are where they are. But I do think they're definitely getting juiced because of they got to play a 10 seed in the Heat. That's never happened before. So you get an inflated Cavs kind of coming into this matchup. And honestly, dude, the books and no one's respecting the Pacers, and I don't think the public likes the Pacers either. But they had a great year. They went to the Eastern Conference Finals last year, and they get a chance to go at this thing again, back to the Eastern Conference Finals if they win this series. They have something to play for. That last year wasn't just a fluke. I know they want some respect. Maybe Halliburton's father wants another son. So we don't know. I think for sure this is going to be a great series. And yeah, like I said, best bet Pacers +2.5 on the series, -140. Lock it in.
Yeah, that's a ballsy but good cap. It's a best bet for you, man. We're gonna see how that plays out. Obviously, you were pretty sharp in the first round about them. A little off on the Lakers cap. You're pretty confident about the Lakers versus the T-Wolves.
No. I was not as confident as I was about the Pacers. Dude, I still think
That's true. That's true.
I thought the NBA would just want to see a LeBron, like their final LeBron Steph matchup. If I'm being completely honest, I didn't have like nothing about like my basketball knowledge, suggests that the Lakers were going to win that series. But I thought, the antics of the NBA kind of what they wanted. I mean, one last time, Steph and LeBron kind of go at it. I thought it would have been pretty cool.
Yeah.
Dude,
No,
I didn't know how much of the handle was on Lakers championship futures. I think it was like 50% of the championship futures were on the Lake Show, and
Yeah, bro.
they just pissed away everyone's money.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so wild. Oh man. Cool. Looks like I don't have anything else on the series. We can talk obviously about the Western Conference series after we get some answers on the Rockets and the Warriors and the Clips Nuggets, but definitely ready for round two. Just to recap real quick, best bets for tonight: Dubs first quarter money line -160 for Simi. And then on the series, Jace is very high on the Pacers at +2.5. Series spread -140, and then I'm on the Rockets +5.5 tonight. So we'll be recapping those after the weekend on Monday. Looks like our last prompt. Jace, do you have something to say?
Yeah, and for tonight, I'm also on Steph. Best bet over 38 points, rebounds, and assists.
Bet. Yes, sir. We'll be recapping those. Who put this up? The Otani thing.
That was me.
Okay. You want to talk about this one, Alec? I'll let you take it.
Yeah, interesting random question that I'm pretty sure I heard on part of my take, but wondering if y'all have an opinion on which dual role athlete is more impressive at what they're doing. Shohei Otani in baseball for the Dodgers or Travis Hunter, who just got drafted by the Jaguars?
Yeah.
Yeah, just wondering if you guys can think of one that's more impressive than the other.
Dude, I don't think there's really a question here. I think it's Otani, like hands down, not even close.
Yeah, there's a right answer to this one.
Yeah. I mean, one's playing against college athletes and, was and the others against pros and was an all-star. I mean, arguably, Aaron Judge is the best hitter right now in baseball, but outside of Aaron Judge, Otani is the best pitcher and best hitter. It's insane what he's doing.
Agreed there, Jay. I think pitching and hitting is like two different sports almost.
True.
Crazy how much skill that takes to do both and do both at a high level. Kind of excited to see Otani pitch again. Hopefully that's around playoff time.
To me, this would be like Michael Phelps also being, winning golds in the 200-meter like sprint.
Yeah.
Like it's two different things. Where Travis Hunter, you could argue, is playing the same position, corner and
On
receiver.
both sides of the ball.
On both sides of the ball, yeah.
Yeah. CK, you got any opinions on the
Cameron doesn't know
Yeah,
baseball.
I completely disagree. Obviously, I'm not the biggest baseball guy, so you got to take it with a grain of salt. But someone that has a football background, we do have to obviously keep in mind, Travis Hunter has not played an NFL game yet, so technically hasn't made his pro debut yet. But for him to be picked as high as he was, well, first off, to win the Heisman, be picked at number 2 overall, and be drafted, formally as a wide receiver / cornerback, to be able to play both sides of the ball, assuming that he is going to play both sides of the ball, I think that is way more impressive. And that's something that we have not seen in the NFL. We've seen players play both ways, maybe in terms of like a snap here or there, but to bring a guy in that is graded as arguably the best receiver and corner in the same draft, I think that's like actually insane and way more physically demanding. We're talking about, obviously I can understand the skill in pitching, but come on, man, we're talking about swinging a bat here.
Dog, you're not serious. Right?
Like, come on, man.
Wait, you don't actually you're just being a contrarian right now?
No, I actually really do think that like Travis Hunter, like assuming he plays both sides of the ball, like I think that's like way more impressive.
Dude, Alec, do you have Otani's home run stats Like, what are they in terms of like historical, like compared to other historical numbers?
Like from last year on his career.
Like last year, not career. He hasn't played that long, but like in a single season, isn't he up there like top 10 for a single season and home runs?
100%. Yeah, last year he hit. Didn't he go 50-50? He stole 50 bags last year too.
Yeah, and he's a freak athlete too. Like, yeah, like, but in terms of like, he is one of the best starting pitchers, if not the best starting pitcher in baseball, and a top 2 hitter, and has like historically all-time seasons.
54
isn't
homers
even-
last year and 59 stolen bags.
Yeah, that's insane. Like, I don't even
But
know
I
what
guess
we're arguing here.
in terms of endurance, I would say that Travis Hunter's is more impressive because you can't now. I guess you can't pitch and hit in the same game.
Dude, you make the Hall of Fame in baseball if you hit the ball like 28% of the time for your career. Do you understand how hard that sport is? This isn't like football. I'm sorry, but football, like athletes play football. There are tons of people that could do what Travis Hunter does. It just doesn't make sense to. That's how I
Yes, you
would
can
put
say
that.
swinging a bat like swinging a bat is some walk in the park.
Yeah, I don't.
I was maybe joking a little bit about that part, but
Here's my point. Here's my point, though. Like, there are tons of people that physically could do what Travis Hunter does. There's no question about that. It just doesn't make logical sense for them to. There are not people that can physically do what Shohei Ohtani does. That's why this is more rare.
Is it more rare? I mean, I'm actually asking.
No,
has there
yeah,
been
it's
another
1,000.
Ohtani?
No.
I feel like
Not
there
in, like,
has.
The baseball
there has
definitely
been
takes more
people that-
skill.
Not in the past, like maybe like when Babe Ruth was playing, when it was still segregated. It was black or white takes, not black and white takes.
I want to go
that
back
clip
to what
back.
Alex said about the endurance thing. I mean, I think that's a good point. Arguably, like just like there is. I'm not saying this necessarily makes it harder or more impressive, but there is like the physical demand of it. And again, like sure, there's a lot of players or a lot of receivers that could maybe play corner, but again, it's like it's the talent level. It's the level at that he was doing it. It's like if he's, I don't know. I think it's insane. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Here's why I like completely disagree, because we don't know if he can even do it in the NFL. He might get exposed if he tries to do this in the NFL.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, that's
we do
that's
have
a, that's a
Ohtani
good
doing
take.
this with the biggest league.
Yeah, we have exactly my point. Like Travis Hunter, we have no, like, honestly, I don't see it working. It doesn't make logical sense. Like, you can find someone close enough to his skills, like to his skill to play corner or to play receiver. Just pick what he's better at and have him play that, which is what I see them doing.
This is going to be an interesting combo again after Travis' rookie year.
No, it's
Yeah,
not,
I
because he's
mean-
not going to get through a 17-game season doing this.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be different in the NFL for sure, but I am pretty confident that the Jags did trade up to draft him to utilize him to his full capability, however that may look. But let's also keep in mind, like, obviously at Colorado, he's the main wide receiver. The Jags hit big on Brian Thomas Jr. in last year's draft, and he's undoubtedly, I'm sure, going to be their wide receiver one. So I guess we'll get to actually see how the Jags end up using Travis Hunter, if he's mainly a defensive corner and then he's in certain packages. But I'm pretty sure that it's not going to be the case where he's going to be the number one receiving target like he was at Colorado with Brian Thomas Jr. there. So, but we'll see.
All right, here's my last word on this. In order for me to like kind of bend the knee, Cameron goes out.
That means we gotta end.
No. I'm giving this. It would have to be Travis Hunter will have to be an all-pro DB and wide receiver to even touch what Ohtani has done.
Agreed.
And that's like, we can say without a shadow of a doubt, that's not happening. He's not going to get enough reps to be able to do that.
Yeah, I need to see like 1,500 receiving yards and 20 tuds.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess that's it for Cameron. Wait, is he still in? Dude, we need to have one episode where this man doesn't just completely fall apart.
I thought he was charging his camera earlier.
Cameron,
Nah,
get
I
a
was,
bigger
but
battery for your camera, G.
no, it's not that. It's the I guess that's the downside of this camera. It's not made to like full HD stream for more than an hour. It's not even that the battery's dying. It's that the battery's exhausted, if that makes sense. Just because it's
Kind of
like
like,
plugged
kind
into
of
the
like what
power.
Travis Hunter is going to be come week
Kind of
4.
like Travi.
Yeah, it's just exhausted. But yeah, we'll probably have to. That's why I was saying 30 minutes, Jace. But I guess I was the one rambling today.
Yeah, man, you brought up off points, but whatever.
My bad, my
Man,
bad.
y'all good? Y'all got anything else for the show?
Yeah, we'll talk Belichick on Monday. That needs to be addressed.
Yeah, that guy. He's out there.
He's out
All
there.
right, man. Yeah, he's cooked. But
He's that guy, man. There we go. We're back. Look at this
Looks like we're in
streaming
a
setup.
looking like we're in a horror movie, man. We can't.
I know. Among Us.
Oh
Yes,
man.
sir.
Well, I need to go get locked in for this Rockets Warriors game, man. Gotta get my jersey on.
Yeah, man. You gotta go get some, what is it, moss seed in you or something? Or some coffee?
All right, man. That's it. This is Black and White
CMOS.
Takes.
Enjoy on that CMOS.
Sea moss, my bad. Yeah, this is Black and White Takes. Be sure to drop a like if you listen to this. And yeah, we'll be back on Monday to recap this game. So go
All right,
Rockets.
boys. Enjoy the weekend.
All right,
Go
guys.
Dubs.
Go
Yes,
Dubs.
sir. Rockets
on.
was 5.